Hello everyone, myself Sonam teacher. Today I am going to teach you for class 7th English honeycomb textbook. From that lesson number 2, a gift of chappals. In previous episode we had seen the half story of gift of chappals, that is the story of Mridu who joined or who just went to visit her grand aunt's house with her grandmother. So when she reached there, she was welcomed with a smiley face by the Rakumani who was her aunt, and after that she met her cousins, that is Ravi and Lali, who were just enjoying, or they were having a small kitten which was found outside the gate. So after that they enjoyed to see how that small kitten is lapping the milk, and how it was difficult for the Ravi and Lali to bring the milk from the kitchen. But at the end of the last episode we had talked about that Lali was learning the music, that is violin, from the music master. The music master was playing that violin very nicely, and that was a pleasant sound, but the Lali was playing it very badly, off track, so it was very unpleasant sound, and that discussion was going on. So now we are going to continue the story. Page number 22, you have to open from the lesson number honeycomb. Mridu crept up the window. Lali was sitting a little distance away, awkwardly holding her violin and bowstring, her elbow jutting out and her eyes glazed with concentration. See, glazed with concentration means she was just very nicely, she was enjoying to play that violin. In front of her, with most of his back to the window, was a bony figure of a music master. The face of that the Lali was towards the window, but the person in front of her was having the back towards the window, and that person is having very bony figure. Bony figure means he is a very slim person, he is not too fat. So he was a music master who was guiding her to blow the violin, or just to play the violin. He had a mostly blonde head with a fringe of oiled black hair falling around his ears, and an old-fashioned tuft. A gold chain gleamed around his leathery neck, and a diamond ring glittering on his hand as he glided up and down to the stem of violin. A large foot stuck out from the breath. His gold bordered vesty edge, and he was beating time on the floor with the scrivening big toe. What he was doing? Yes, he was playing that violin, and during that these children were just looking out of the home, from the outside the home, from the window, and they were visible to see, or they were able to see that the scene from the room where the Lali is with her music master. They both were playing the violin, and during that the appearance of the music master is given here, as he is a skinny or very bony person, bony figured person. He is very thin person, and as he is using to wear the old fashioned clothes like a vesti, and it is having a golden border, and he was having he weared some ornaments like the ring and a chain of gold. He played few notes. Lali stumbled behind him on her violin, which looked quite helpless. See here, as in class, sometimes your teacher is saying to just repeat the things what your teachers are doing in the class. Like for reciting the tables, teacher is saying 2 1 is like they are just telling the words, or sometimes some words teacher pronounce and you have to pronounce those words after repeatedly again and again after them. Same way here the music master said her to that copy the tones or just observe, listen and play the tones again and again repeatedly for the practice. But those three people or those three cousins feel that it is helpless. Whatever the teacher, music master is telling her, that is useless for her or helpless for her, as she is not using that knowledge properly. Many times it happens with you also. Might be the teacher is giving you the proper track, she or he is teaching you properly a particular concept, but that time you are not able to understand that concept 100%. Yes, sometimes it take much more time, or sometimes you learn it very fastly also. Same way Lali is a slow learner. She not understood in the first few days only how to go by the proper track, with the proper track to play the violin. It was unhappy in her hand. See that they feel that unhappy in her hands. What a difference! The music master's notes seemed to float up and settle perfectly into the visible tracks of the melody. It was like wheels of train fitting smoothly into the rails and whistling along. As Ravi said Mridu, Mridu stared at that huge. See what they said? Yeah, the track, it was the very melodious sound which was played by the music master. Yes, but the Lali was unable to do so. They were feeling that what is the big difference in the teacher and the student. Here teacher is a music master and student is Lali. As they both are playing the violin on the same note, using the same note, then too there is a difference, big difference. And why is it so? Yes, the Lali is not a good learner. She was not able to understand it very fastly. Bearing hands, moving effortlessly up the violin stem, making lovely music. He was just effortlessly, means very smoothly, very easily the music master was playing that violin, but squack, there was Lali dreadling the again. The Lali was unable to play it very nicely like a music master. Amma came a well from the gate. Amma, oh, Ravi said. Ravi sent the beggar away. Ravi sent the beggar away, screamed, cried his mother from the back veranda where she was chatting. See, as soon as they were just talking about the Lali and they were observing the music master, they heard the sound, Amma, oh Amma, that is a sound of beggar who was asking for the food or some money for his livelihood. That time the Tapi said that he have to go outside. Yes, what she said? He has been coming here every day for the past week, and it's time to he found another house to beg from. Pati explained to Tapi. The Pati said to Tapi that we are not going to give him a single bite of food this way today, because from last few weeks he is coming here every day and he is getting the food from our house. So now he have to go to the next house, to the another home to take the food or for begging. Many times it happens that we are be kind with the beggars also. We feel very sad if someone is begging in front of us and we are not giving something. But suppose that person is coming daily continuously in front of your house and asking for the food or money, automatically it will be irritated for you, or you will say it will not happen that continuously you will feed them. Mridu and Meena followed Ravi out, and the beggar was already in the garden making himself quiet at home. He had spread his upper cloth under the neem tree and was leaning against leaning against its trunk, apparently prepared to take a little snooze while he waited for the arm to appear. What he did? Yes, he was just trying to take his upper cloth and he spread it under the neem tree to take a rest. Means he was ready to take the rest under the neem tree. But previously only the Pati said that he have to go out of the gate and he have to find out the another house to beg. She is not going to give a single bite of food to that beggar, and he told Ravi to tell that beggar to go out of the gate. Then go away, said Ravi sternly. The Ravi said, go away, my Pati says it's time you to found another house to beg from. He said that my Pati said you to go out of the gate, as we are not giving you a single bite of food, you have to search out another house to beg. So after that the beggar was quiet. The beggar opened his eyes very wide and gazed at each of the child one by one. He started to observe one by one each child, as previously he was saw only the Ravi and the Lalit to there, but now it is Bridu also there. He just observed the children, gazed to them and said that the ladies of this house, he said, at least in a voice choked with feeling, are very kind souls. I have kept my body and soul together on their generosity for a whole week. He said that I am very much thankful for all the ladies of this house. They are very much kind. Why he said they are very much kind and they are generous? I am happy with them, or I am feeling thankful to them. Yes, because as Pati said that for the previous full week or the whole week they gave him food for eating. They were too generous. I cannot believe that they would turn me away. The beggar said that I cannot believe that they will turn me away. I feel that they will help me or they will give me something to eat. He raised his voice again and loudly he said, Amma, oh Amma, said his well, might be, but it certainly wasn't fable. It began in a deep, strong rumble. Somewhere he is with the withered belly and came booming out of his mouth with his few remaining teeth stained brown with the betel chewing. He was eating the betals and all those things, so his teeth also become very brownish color, and he was not remaining very few teeth in his mouth, as he is very old person, old age person. So he was started to ask again and again for the food, and he is saying that very generous people are living here, the women of this house are very kind, so please give me the food. Again and again he was calling that Amma, oh Amma, please help me, give me the some food. The Ravi tell him there is nothing left in the kitchen called Rakumani. Ravi tell him there is nothing left in the kitchen called Rakumani. The aunt of Mridu told Ravi, say that beggar that we are not having anything in the kitchen which is left, and he is not to come again. Tell him that. She shouted, fed up. Very angrily she shouted and said that, tell that beggar that he should not come again here for the next time. Don't come again, and tell him to find out the another house for begging. Ravi didn't have to repeat it all to the beggar. What his mother said had been easy for them all to hear. There under the neem tree, the beggar sat up and sighed. So see, as the Rakumani said that I am not going to give a single bite of food again to that beggar. as from last full week we had feed them, we had give him food. So, now it is not possible to give him something, as in kitchen there is nothing left to give him. Most of the time people are not giving the fresh food, the cooked fresh food to the beggars. They are just giving the food which is left in the kitchen. The same way the Rakumani said very loudly to Ravi that Ravi, tell him that nothing is left in the kitchen, and that sound was very loud. So, automatically with Ravi, other cousins and that beggar listened that whatever she told. So, that Ravi not repeated that all things to the beggar. Till then also the beggar was waiting. He was under the neem tree. I'll go, he said, I will go. Only let me have a rest here under this tree. The sun is so hot, the tar has melted on the road. See, it was the summer time, so that beggar said that I will go, wait, I will go. He was just making them comfort that I will not stay here for long time. I will go from here, as you are saying that nothing is left in the kitchen, but please, he was pleased to them, the small children, that please let me take some rest here under this tree, because the sun is very hot, and due to that the tar on the road, it is melted, and so it is unable to walk on that road. My feet are already blistered. I stretched out his feet to show large pink peeling blisters on the soles of his bare feet. Bare feet who are not having the chappals or shoes or anything, footwears. So, that beggar's sole of that bare feet was very looking very dirty, or it was very much red or pinkish color due to the blisters on his sole. I suppose he doesn't have the money to buy. I suppose he doesn't have the money to buy the chappals. Mridu whispered to the Meena and Ravi. See, the Mridu said to Meena and Ravi with a low voice in front of that beggar that might be he is not having money to buy the chappals. Have you got an old pair in the house somewhere? Then she said that is there we can able to give him some old pair of chappals from the house. Have you seen any old pair of chappals in your home? I don't know, said Ravi. Then Ravi said, I don't know whether we are having such old type of slippers or old slippers in our home or not. Mine are too small to fit his feet, or I had have given them to him, and his feet were larger than Mridu's and Meena's. As soon as they saw that blisters on his sole, they feel very unhappy. They feel we should help him by giving the at least old chappals if available in the home. But when they are discussing all those things, Ravi said that I don't know that in our house we are having such his size old slippers or chappals were there, or don't know. And he said that I am ready to give my chappals to that beggar, but it is not fitted to him, as I am a small child and he is a very big person. His legs or feet are very bigger than me, so I am unable to give. Then they think that Mridu and Meena's feet are also smaller than that beggar, so they cannot give their own chappals to that beggar. So, what to do? They were thinking, they were discussing together. See, if you also observe that any person is having inner trouble, that time you also wanted to help. Same way, the small children were trying to help that beggar by giving the chappal. The beggar was shaking out his upper cloth and tightening his dhoti. He raised his eyes and looked fearfully at the road gleaming in the afternoon heat. He felt very difficult, or he was not wanted to go on that road which is very hot due to the sun heat, and it was gleaming. So, afternoon heat. So he was fearfully looking towards the road, and though these all things were observed by the small children, and they feel very bad about him. He needs something on his feet, Meena said, her big eyes feeling it's not fair. She felt very bad and said that beggar should have something on his feet. It is not fair that we are having the chappal so we can walk on that road, and we are telling that beggar to walk on the road with bare feet. It is not fair. She felt very bad, and she was saying to her cousin that we should help him. Shh, said the Ravi. Ravi said, oh, how can we help? I am thinking about it. Blubbing, it's not fair. It's not fair isn't going to help. In 2 minutes he will be frying his feet on the road, on that road. What he needs is a pair of chappals. So where do we get them? Come, let's search. Let's search in a house. He pushed Mridu and Meena into the house. They three were entered the house and started to search out the chappals for the beggar, which will be suitable to his feet. Just as she stepped into the veranda, Mridu's eyes fell on the odd looking chappals she had noticed when she arrived. Ravi, she whispered to him, whose are those? As soon as she observed the odd looking chappals, which were not from the family members, then she said to Ravi, whispered to Ravi slowly, Ravi, whose these chappals? Whose are those? Ravi turned and glanced at the shabby looking but sturdy old slippers. He beamed and nodded. They are just the right size, he said. He nodded his neck and he said he don't know whose are these chappals, but he said that it is a right size, it can be given to the beggar. Picking them up, Mridu and Meena followed him nervously back into the garden. They went back into the garden towards the beggar, as they are feeling very unhappy, very bad for that beggar, that he is not having the footwears, and he is just going to walk on that hot road. So they wanted to help, and they find out the proper size or the fitable proper size slippers or chappals for that beggar, and they just took without thinking whose chappals are those. Here, said the Ravi to the beggar. He just gave that slippers to the beggar and said, here. Dropping the slippers in front of the old man, wear these and don't come back. The beggar stared at the slippers, hurriedly flung his towel over his shoulder, pushed his feet into them and left, muttering a blessing to the children. In a minute, he had vanished around the corner of the street. See, without thinking whose slippers or chappals were that, the children gave that slippers to that beggar and said him to wear and go very fastly, move from here and don't come back again to the home, that it should not be identify the family members, it is of their house chappals. So that beggar looked to that all children, and without wasting the time he just took that chappals, wear that chappals, and he was vanished from there. He was just disappeared from there. And the music master came out of the house and took an unappreciative look at the three of them who are sitting quietly under the tree playing marbles. See, the music master came out of the house and he was just looking towards those three children who were quietly playing under the neem tree with the marbles. Then he searched for his chappals in the veranda where he had put them. See, previously while going inside the home, he also kept his chappals outside the home, that is a veranda. Veranda means the place which is open space in front of the house, which is a shaded area. Lali, he called. After a few moments, she hurried up to him. Have you seen my chappals, my dear? I remember having kept them here. The music master called Lali and asked her, have you seen my chappals? I just kept here only. Ravi, Mridu and Meena silently watched Lali and music master searching every corner of the veranda. He scurried around, looking over the railing and crouching near the flower pots to look between them. Brand new they were. I went all the way to Mount Road to buy them. He went on saying, they cost a whole month's fees, do you know? And while searching those chappals, the music master was telling about his chappals, that his chappals were brand new. That was very highly costed chappals, and he was tried to search out from the mountain roads to buy them, and it was very much cost, and that cost is equal to the month's fees of his tuition or the music class. Soon Lali went into to tell her mother. Rakumani appeared and looking hushed with Pati following her. The both lady came out of the house, and they were also they were very much thinking that what happened, how can it is happen that someone is taking the chappals of the music master from the veranda. So they are looking here and there, where could they be? It's really quite upsetting to the think someone might have stolen them. So many vendors came to the door, worried Pati. The Pati said that it might be any beggar or vendor who are coming in front of the home. They had stolen the chappals. Otherwise, it might be not happen that someone's chappal will be stolen from the veranda. Rakumani caught sight of the Ravi, Mridu and Meena sitting under the tree. Have you children? She began, and then seeing they were curiously quiet, went on the more slowly. Seen anyone lurking around the veranda? A sharp V-shaped line has formed between her eyebrows. Another strength tightened on the one appeared in the place of her unusual soft pleasant mouth. Rakumani was angry through Mridu with a shiver. She wouldn't be so upset if she knew about the poor beggar with a sore on his feet. She tried to tell herself. See, as soon as the lady of the house, she started to angrily asking that, have you seen anyone came here to the veranda and took the slippers? That time the Mridu started to shriving, and she become very worriedly afraid, and she is trying to tell that what they had did with the chappals of that music master. See, if you are doing something wrong things or without the parents' permission, you do something, and after that you are going to be scolded by the parents, you also feel very fearable. Yes, you feel fear, and that time you are not able to tell that things very fastly. You take some time. Same way the Mridu was waiting for the perfect time, because she saw that everyone that both lady of the house were very angry with the children, that though they were sitting under the tree near the garden, how they couldn't seen anyone while stealing that chappals. And that time Mridu is going to start to talk. So we are going to see in the next episode that what happens next. Is the Mridu told her aunt that chappals, what happened with the chappals of the music master, or they had kept that thing secretly with three of them only. That we are going to see in the next episode. Till then you have to read the lesson properly and you have to recite, you have to just learn the question answers of the previous lessons and the poems. Thank you.